Hello, this is a new Minecraft video. It's been over 10 years. Not much has really caught my interest until very recently when Mojang decided to add a crafter to my Minecraft, which I never thought they would, but they have. So I've built this. This is an auto-restocking redstone component store, shop, warehouse, whatever you want to call it. Has 9 stations which craft different components. So we've got chests, note blocks, hoppers, pistons, observers, comparators, repeaters, the one that everyone hates crafting, the dispensers, and droppers. So each station has a light which says lights up when it's finished crafting. It has a single chest with the items that are being crafted. Behind it, you'll find the crafter with the recipe. All of the recipes need to be loaded into the crafter um, with at least two of each ingredient in there. You can do more, but you need at least two. Otherwise, it could lose its recipe, which is a bit of a pain. But that's why I've made sure all of the crafters are accessible, so you can reset the recipe if you need to. And I think the bit that I'm most pleased with is you'll notice there's another crafter here. This is just used to configure the amount of items that you want stocked in a particular chest. So if I take out 2 stacks of these repeaters, you see that the light goes off. This is set to 2 and signal strength of 2 from a comparator on a single chest. That is 1 stack and 60. If I change this to 3, it will request 3 stacks and 55, and so on. You can easily find the numbers on the wiki. If you only select one of these, it'll only actually craft 1 item. And you can set that differently for all of the different stations. So if you find you use a lot of observers and comparators, you can set those high, and then the other ones you can set lower. The feed of ingredients is kind of tricky because this is intended to be built in survival. Nothing I make is just for the sake of it. This is intended for survival. And things like cobblestone, iron, quartz, that sort of thing, I don't mind having the feed down here, but redstone is used by 7 of the 9 stations. So that really, it would be very awkward if each station had its own box for putting in redstone and you had to keep it topped up. So I have a central feed of redstone. So there's quite long hopper lines feeding all the ingredients, redstone and other ingredients. And I try for the most part to make sure those hopper lines aren't just full. If all of the hopper lines were full of redstone dust, you would need just a staggering amount just to get to the point where it would operate. So let's go through the individual stations. Chests is actually slightly different from the others. There's no crafter here. The chests are crafted somewhere up there. I'll show you that later. And then just the number that you want to be available can be requested by setting this. Note blocks, a lot of people use these heavily in their builds. I tend not to use them much myself, but they're there in case you want them. So hoppers, this is I get really bored of making hoppers, so this will save me a lot of time if I get around to building this in my own survival world. That was the intention. But it's actually quite an expensive build, so I don't know if that'll happen. So the feed of iron is here, so there's a large chest full of iron ingots, and there's also a place for a shulker box with iron blocks. Generally, if you've got an iron farm, iron won't be a problem, but you're going to want to transport full shulker boxes of iron blocks. So they will automatically be crafted just to keep this stocked up and full, and that feeds into both the piston and the hopper, and that's why this is here in between. To replace the shulker box, click this button, jump, uh, jump up here. Not so easy. It's the only one that I couldn't get any lower, and then to replace the shulker box, you just place it on the piston itself, and then that means you can open it and just check to see how full it is. So the other thing that pistons need is cobblestone, and quite a lot of it. And the cobblestone is kept as full stacks in the crafting recipe. There's a limited amount of space here, and I could only control the more valuable items. So this is the chest which feeds in the cobblestone, so you can keep that full. But again, you can also just put a shulker box of cobblestone to keep this topped up, and then replace it by right-clicking the button and putting another shulker box there against the piston again. And all the stations work this way. So observers, we have cobblestone with the shulker, and we have quartz with the shulker box to feed more quartz in there. Quartz is then shared with repeaters, so it's used for repeaters as well. And repeaters need smooth stone. So there's a smooth stone chest and shulker box here, which will feed into there. And then repeaters also use smooth stone. So again, there's a feed of smooth stone in here. And then torches are used by both. So there's a chest up here which is automatically stocked with redstone torches. And there's adjustment here. So I have it set to signal strength 6. I find that's plenty of torches. The torch crafting, which is automatic and happens just behind there, that will not quite keep up with both of these stations at full speed. So each station takes 16 redstone ticks, 1.6 seconds per craft. Redstone torches, they're crafted every 4 ticks. So it can create 4, and the recipes require 5. So eventually you'll run out of redstone torches from this cache, and there's automatic lines which stop the crafting here, so that these will stop until the feed of redstone torches picks up again. So if you want to craft a lot of things and you don't want it to stop, make sure you've got a load of redstone torches already constructed in here. There's a few other places where I use caches. So for pistons and hoppers, there are caches that I'll show you in a little while for both planks and chests. And the chest cache is actually where this requests the number that you want to make available in the room. So let's keep going around looking at the recipes. The next one is the dispenser. So you can see there's a barrel here, has bows in, sticks are automatically crafted. You do need to load up this chest with string. There's no shulker box for that, there just wasn't any room. And then the cobble goes in this chest, and this shulker box loader for cobble. The button on top of here, it just allows, when this is freshly built, it just allows you to get a few bows into this barrel. And then the recipe feeds full stacks of cobblestone and a full stack of redstone dust. The main thing is to make sure that the bow's fully supplied for each one. It is, I think, slightly slower than the others. I can't remember exactly how many ticks, but I think it might be 20. Just so that we can feed all the cobblestone in. And then droppers, they're a little bit simpler, very similar, but they don't have the bow. So yeah, we can actually control the redstone on this one with no problem at all. So let's show you where the redstone is fed in. So we're going to see a little bit behind the scenes here. I haven't built any walls. This is just like proof of concept showing how you can provide access to the backstage areas, and you can see the development cycles in the background there. So we have all the wood, the sticks, the blocks, the chests, they're all constructed from a bamboo farm feed. And these 2 chests contain a stock of bamboo blocks, just to, if you order a load of things, it takes a long time to kind of get enough bamboo to construct these. So this is a nice big cache of the bamboo blocks. It also keeps a cache of planks, and you can adjust how many are kept in here using this. Planks again, but this time for the chests, and This is the chests cache here, and this just means that when you say, oh, I need sort of 3 or 4 stacks of hoppers, it can just carry on crafting at full speed. Yeah, so we have the adjuster for the planks, for the chest cache, and the actual chest cache itself here, and bamboo blocks there. And then the redstone feed is up here. So as I said earlier, I wanted a centralized redstone feed, so you can just basically feed all the redstone you have. You can see some more bamboo blocks coming over. I'll show you where that comes from in a minute. So we have a chest here which you fill with stacks of redstone blocks. Now I've got, in my survival world, I've got less than 2 stacks, so yeah, I'll need a lot more redstone before I can build this and fire this up. There's also a shulker box feeder here, and a button to pop the shulker box off, just like all the others. So click that, pick it up. I'm in creative, so I don't need to go and get a new one. But whenever you put the shulker boxes for all of the feeds, always put it against the chest, and then it's oriented in the right direction. And also, if you've got any loose redstone, you can just throw it in here, and it will automatically craft it into the redstone blocks. The idea is that you don't really need the redstone yourself. You can just put all of your redstone in here, and it will be fed into the different stations to construct the items. And I'll show you how to get just some loose redstone dust for your circuitry. There's no specific station for that, although you could quite easily change the note block station to just be a redstone requester, just like the chests where it just says I want this amount of redstone stocked. Right, this is redstone torches. This is where the redstone torches are constructed. Just giving access, so if something goes wrong, you need to reset the recipe or whatever, you can get up here. The adjustment for the cache is accessible from the room, so you don't need to access it from here. And then here is where the bamboo feed comes. So I haven't built a whole bamboo farm, I've just simulated it by using these 2 shulker boxes. And then there's 2 double chests holding a cache of bamboo, because it takes up a lot of space. Then we have something that crafts sticks. This feeds into constructing the bows and the redstone torches. And then here, this creates the bamboo blocks and sends them through this water stream over the top of the redstone feeder and into where it keeps a cache of them ready for crafting, and also crafts chests. So the redstone feeder is essentially just a loop of hoppers, and then there's 7 feeds taken off it. Very tightly controlled, so the redstone lines. So if we look at this is where there's more bamboo blocks, but if you look at one of the redstone lines here coming off this crafter, so the crafter crafts blocks of redstone into dust whenever this becomes empty, but we should find that this hopper's empty and all the hoppers in that feed are empty until the last one. So each station requests more redstone on demand. Otherwise, to fill all of those hoppers would just be an astronomical amount of redstone, which I know I don't have, and I doubt very many people in survival would want to have that. So let's go back down. We'll just close that behind the scenes access, and I want to show you in operation. So hoppers, yeah, let's say we're going to need more hoppers. So if we change this to 3, this should now stock 3 stacks and 55 in here. And yeah, I've used a lot of observers, so I've gone and used all of those observers, and it should restock that to a stack 50. You'll notice that the lights have gone out for the 3 stations that now haven't fully restocked, but nothing's happening. And the only reason nothing's happening is because I haven't actually switched it on yet. So I've got this master switch. So if you just want to stop all crafting, you can come over here and just switch it off. But if I switch it on, we should see now that this starts filling up with hoppers. And this will be using the chests from the cache that I showed you. So there we go. Every time this flashes red, it's crafted a new hopper. And once it's finished and restocked that chest, it will light this lamp up. I really like the fact that these are such a kind of easy UI way to control a signal level, and that means that you can essentially program the number of each component that you want it to construct for you, and have it automatically restock. So the idea is you build this in survival, you get it going, and then whenever you've got a build, you come in here, you collect all the components that you need, and you just walk away, and it automatically restocks all the boxes for you. And you can set the level. It's not that fine-grained, unfortunately, but that's the best that can be done with Minecraft comparators, and 16 levels for a whole box. But yeah, you just come back and it will have restocked. So if you're rich, you could set these all to 9. I've stress tested this whole system by emptying all of the chests, filling all of the feeds, and setting every single station to 9 on these adjusters here, and then run it. I had to iron out quite a lot of problems, but it now works very, very well. You will find that stations that use a lot of cobblestone and stone, they will run out, even with a full double chest and a shulker box. So if you're going to be constructing that many, which is 15.5 stacks, you will need to add, eject the shulker boxes and add new ones as it's crafting, or just it will stop. Basically, each section has detection. If it starts to run low on a particular ingredient, it just halts crafting. Okay, so hoppers are still going. Now you just heard a piston. There's one piston in this build. I really wanted to avoid using mine carts or pistons and having a very noisy build. I prefer to use the circuitry. Sometimes it makes it harder, sometimes it makes it easier, but this station has finished. You can see there's a stack and 60 redstone comparators. The recipe is still there. Observers is finished, so stack and 60 there. And then, which one did we request 3? It was the hoppers, wasn't it? Yeah, so hoppers we requested 3, so it's still going. So it'll need to get 55 in this 4th slot here before it stops. The piston is used just to get some of the iron blocks and convert them into iron in here. I didn't have enough room. I had to use an observer clock, so piston is there. Yeah, so that's how the room works. That's how it operates. And as I said before, if you want to get some redstone, there's not a specific station for it. But if you come up to a station that has a redstone feed, not that one. So this one has a redstone feed. I think it should be on the left. Yes. So we can just grab a couple of stacks of redstone like that. That is one of the best redstone feeds to use because there's plenty in it. Most of them you'll find there's just like 30, like just over half a stack of redstone. Just to limit the amount. I found though with observers, because it requires 2 redstone dust, I just needed to make sure there was always plenty. Otherwise the recipe could get messed up. It's still only that one hopper though. It's not like the whole hopper line's full. You see it's feeding back in. Can't quite reach the other hopper, but the other hopper should be empty. And that's the room. That's what I've built. So let's show you the circuitry. Each station basically sits in a 5-wide block. I probably could have made my life a lot easier if I'd had allowed myself a bit more room here. And I have to say, I was really, really amused and pleased that I could finally use a cake in a redstone build. That's awesome. Never done that before, but it's the easiest way to get a signal strength of 14 out of a comparator. So every single station, the circuitry is different. There are common elements. The clocks are very similar, so I use these kind of 3 and then 3 repeaters set on 1 tick and 3 repeaters set on 4 ticks, and I just observe the repeaters. And this gives me the 16 redstone tick cadence for each construction and allows me to have a feed which feeds in a single, a double, or a triple amount of an ingredient into the recipe at any time. And yeah, let me show you this is one of the redstone feed lines. Oh, that wasn't what I meant to do. sometimes creative, I press the wrong button. So if we put that back there, what I was trying to show you is that these hoppers are empty. So we haven't got a full redstone line, but down here you have some redstone, and when that is depleted, a signal will be sent up, and the feeder will convert some more redstone blocks into redstone and send it to the station to use. Yeah, you can also hear this crafter here, this crafting up the bamboo blocks from the input. An alternative is to have a feed from your bamboo farm of the bamboo blocks rather than feeding in bamboo, but you do need a bamboo feed for the sticks, which are crafted here. Otherwise, you would need a feed of sticks as well as string. Um, so that's the way I chose to do it. So this is it without the room. So when I was creating it, I was using this white glass just to rough out where the walls and the ceiling and the floor would be. But basically, all of these white glass blocks, they don't need to be there. It will work fine without it. Whereas all of the smooth stone and the normal glass blocks, there are a few in the build, like here, they are all required. If they're not there, it won't work. Um, yeah, so I think it's great that Mojang have added the crafter. It's especially brilliant that you can use it to set signal strengths. You can see this this is full of observers because I set this to 9. I think I've done that with all of these. Yeah, this was one I used for stress testing, these two, and then this build is the main master build. I've been building this on Bedrock. The reason I've been using Bedrock is I play Bedrock with my grandkids, so they can use their iPads. There's nothing in this build that should stop it from being usable on Java. Um, there's no kind of special peculiarities of Bedrock that I've used. Eventually, I want to try it on Java, just import the build and check, but at the moment, a bit too busy. Spent about 2.5, 3 weeks constructing this. You can see if I fly up, you can see how it's been built up. So this is like the ideas phase, trying to figure out how I could use the crafter, how I could configure it. And eventually I came to the idea of having a kind of standard layout of each station. And I created a template which looks like this, where you've got the setting, the chest and the crafter, and then 3 feeds. Uh, Obviously, for pistons, I had to make one that had 4 feeds. And these are the redstone feeders. So the original one, where the original one? The original ones are on top of here. Yeah, this did not work. This, as soon as you started building lots of components, it just failed to feed the redstone and everything fell apart. So this is a lot more bulky, but this never fails to feed the redstone. So yeah, very, very good. I've really enjoyed building this. But I don't know why it's taken so long to add the crafter, add automated crafting, but I think it's going to be a game changer, and it's certainly been a lot of fun using it for this build. Anyway, that just about wraps it up. I just wanted to show off what I'd been doing, even though I haven't made a video for forever. If anyone's interested in seeing more or me going through how the individual stations work, how I got it all to work together, feel free to leave a comment. Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it.